Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you are all doing very well today. Today's date is now May the 23rd. It's Tuesday, and I'm going to give you an incredibly detailed market update on both Bitcoin and how the entire market has been trending so far from the perspective of technical analysis and only technically seen and leaving out the fundamental part. Keep in mind that there are technical traders and investors, and then there are the fundamental investors as well. It really depends on what kind of person that you are. I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of how I see everything from the technical perspective and also how markets are trending today with a very detailed market scan so we can possibly hunt for a coin together. Now, these are some of the routines that I'll be incorporating into the bull market strategies that I have. So right now, the market is somewhere in between a bull market that has already happened and also waiting for a bull market to come right now. Some coins have made a much lower low than the actual November, December lows that we've seen. For example, Algo is right at the brink of making another low. Some coins are still on the very, very high upside. So depending on where the cycle is right now, we have to remember that it doesn't matter what cycle it's in, that the market is always going to oscillate up and down. There's going to be times where it's a bearish period. There's going to be times where it's a bullish period. And there's going to be, of course, times where there's sideways movement, corrections, and consolidations are happening as well. I've been in the crypto space for about, I think, 8.5 years now almost. No, 8 years and 3 months. And I've seen two major bull markets. I've seen two major bear markets. And I want to share some of what I've learned with you so you can take a lot of this away. So it's really important to get the perspective of people that have been here for a long time and the people that have done it fairly well, that haven't been pushed out of the game. I think I'm one of the people that have been here for a long time, and I can share a lot of what I know with you so you don't have to make the same type of mistakes that I've made. That's my ultimate goal. So if you enjoy my content, make sure you're hitting the like and the subscribe button. I would really appreciate you helping me with the algorithm. And let's jump right into it today. So what we're seeing first of all with Bitcoin, I apologize for my screen here. Let me just set it up properly. Okay. So what we're seeing with Bitcoin, first of all, we have to always look at it from a high perspective and then look at it from a low perspective. So look at the macro picture of what's going on entirely with the market on a high time frame, and then work your way down from the high time frames to the low time frames. So if we're taking a look at the high time frames, for example, on the weekly chart, always acknowledge the long-term resistances and supports that have been established so far. This will give you an idea of where it could possibly trend to and where it could possibly hit a resistance. So for example, if we see very far back, all the way back to January of 2021 here, we see this massive bounce that happened after Bitcoin hit above 42K. And then it hit that 64, 65K region, and it came down and it hovered here for a period of about 2 months. After a period of 2 months between May and about July, it started to rally again. And then on the way down, this period right here was a period of 1 entire month before it dropped. So because of that, what we can confidently say is that because of these long-term support regions, it's also going to act as a resistance now. That makes sense? So the way that I'm seeing it is right now we're in a resistance zone. Never see it from the perspective of just one number that's a resistance. See it in a range. And this green box is showing very clearly that we're in some sort of resistance range. Now, on the low side of the support, what we'll see is this. We'll see a support around $25,200. If this goes lower, there's a really strong probability that we'll hit this particular region and possibly bounce, because we did hit it once before in 2022, in August, and in February of 2023. So because of these two regions, there's a high possibility of us actually bouncing there. Now, is this bounce today, where it's gone up a little bit, right? People are getting excited. It's gone up about 3-4%. So people are thinking, hey, maybe we can rally. Well, we don't know, right? We really don't know. We have to look at it from this perspective. The perspective of this is the current support right now, right around here. See this wick, and then this entire region. So if this breaks with force, not just a wick, popping below it. I'm talking about 26.7. If it goes to the downside right here, it's most likely going to drop all the way down to 25,200. That just seems to make sense. Now, if we go to the upside, we're probably going to hit that resistance one more time. And then if you also take a look at this resistance, it's really obvious from the perspective of trend lines. Now, keep in mind that trend lines are just one method of analysis. You have to combine it with multiple other methods of analysis to have a more clear and direct indication of where the trend could go. So I'm going to use a combination of RSI and also MACD. Okay, so I haven't taken a trade in about a week now, but today is a day I'm 100% going to trade, and I'm going to talk to you about why as well. And I'm going to show you some of the strategies that I use and especially will be using in the bull market. So as you can see, we're getting this compression in here. This compression is forming some sort of pattern that is likely to break eventually. We don't know when, but we do see that it's forming this pattern with highs, and then the lows are pushing down. So we're either going to hit up here, okay, right around here, and then go to the upside, get right back to that huge resistance zone, or we're just going to come to the downside, maybe hit up there, and then come right back down. Or we're going to go right back down now from where we currently are. There's many, many different options, but what we do know is that the clearly identified resistances and supports are now here, and we know exactly where they are. They are in this gigantic green box up to $32,000 range. We're not going to be in a bullish market until those regions get broken. So now that we know where the supports and the resistances are, let's clear all of this out, and let's talk about this from the perspective of Elliott wave on a very high time frame, all the way back to using the Bitcoin index. I want to give you guys my thoughts on what could possibly happen in the next upcoming bull market. So the way that I'm seeing this market right now is this. I'm seeing a gigantic trend line that crosses over like that. And then I'm seeing a gigantic trend line that does something like that. Something like that right around there. And I'm seeing, if I had to make a wild prediction right now, I'm going to say that somewhere between here is the support, and we're not going to get any lower. Somewhere here. And then if I had to make a prediction, we're most likely going to do something like that. To like maybe 100K, somewhere in there. It's 2025 is my prediction. Somewhere like October-ish, we'll hit a high. Going to hit a high somewhere between these regions right there. Now, let me talk to you about how we're going to get there. So first of all, I'm going to call this the first impulse wave. This is now the first impulse wave that happened in the major rally in 2017. Okay, this is now the wave 2. And then this is the wave 3. This is the wave 4 somewhere in here. All of this is wave 4. And this is going to make an expanded triangle. An expanded triangle in a fifth wave. Okay, so I think that it's going to make this expanded triangle. And the fifth wave is most likely going to be extremely extended. Somewhere in here. And this is now going to complete. I know a lot of you guys are probably crying about, oh, it's overlapping right now. Well, I suggest you go read at least the first 10 pages of an Elliott wave theory book before you say that. Because they can leverage, in highly leveraged markets, they can overlap, and it happens all the time. And keep in mind that the Elliott wave theory principle is a 100-year-old theory. So it's not going to hold 100% true. It's been modified and adapted, and we've also seen many other variations of triangles and of fractals that have been divided. So use Elliott wave, but also accept the newer theories that have evolved. So I do believe that this could make an extended fifth wave like this, and the fifth wave is going to hit somewhere around there. The fourth might come down a little bit more. We don't know. It might even come all the way back down to the $20,000 regions, to this trend line, the yellow one down there. If it does, you would be stupid not to buy. If I had to tell a friend that, I would say you're stupid for not buying. Absolutely, if there's another opportunity. You are here for the long game, and also Bitcoin is very likely to hit $100,000 or at least higher than the all-time high of 69,000. Either way, if you're not holding any type of crypto right now, you're going to really regret it when it passes by and you just see it making some massive moves to the upside. And you saw it in 2017 move, you saw it in 2021 move, and then now you're going to watch it pass by you again. That's not really good mentality, you know. A lot of the people I know back home in Winnipeg, they would never buy crypto if their life depended on it because they're not gonna just get into it. You know, they're occupied with their own life. And okay, so I heard a famous quote. I don't know if it's famous, but it goes like this. It goes that you gotta ask you, what do you think the most expensive thing that costs you is? Like the most expensive expense that you have. What is costing you the most in life? Well, what's costing you the most is, let's say you made $50,000 a year. Now draw a number on top of that, right? 950,000 on top of the 50,000 that you made. Okay? So you're making $50,000 a year, but it's actually costing you $950,000 that you don't even know that you're paying for. And why does it cost you $950,000? Because you could be making $1 million. Do you understand that? So it's costing you $950,000 for your ignorance, for not knowing how to make 1 million. So the fact that people are ignorant, the fact that people are not wanting to learn, it's costing them a secret number that they don't even know that they're paying for. Okay, it's not actual money from your pocket, but when you think about it from the psychological or from the philosophical perspective of you paying for something that's imaginary, but you could actually be making it instead. So I find that a lot of my friends from Winnipeg, they're like living under a rock. I'm sorry to say, but it's a very small town, 700,000 people. Most people have never lived moved or even left the city, right? It's like a super tiny, nothing to do town, and most people are kind of set in their ways. Like, I'm not trying to put them down. I'm just saying that if you're not gonna have exposure to crypto, if you're not going to have exposure to life experiences or be around or hear about very wealthy crypto people, then how could you even turn your mindset into something different, right? You have to have exposure in crypto. And you guys have all seen myself and a lot of other crypto people online. They've made something for themselves with crypto. And because you have exposure to this, you should be very proud of yourselves for being motivated and being inspired to want that as well. So for example, if you're a young child and you have exposure to learning about money, learning about the real estate market, learning how to manage money, taxes, and you see supercars and you've had some really nice vacations with your family and you're exposed to, you know, a good life, but you also are exposed to like poorer conditions as well, where the parents might take them to a third world country that's struggling so these children could see what real struggle is. And then their parents also show them, you know, how they live, right? They teach them how to manage money. They live in like a beautiful house. If you are exposed to anything in life, it gives you perspective. But if you're living in a bubble, in a shell, and you don't see or know anything about the real world, your mindset will never grow. So you, right now, watching this video, you should be effing proud of yourselves for still being here in crypto after how many amounts of years. I personally think that anybody that watches my videos, you're going to do very well in this market because, first of all, I'm going to lead by example in this bull market. Right now, it's a slower period, and yes, I'm taking a little bit of time off, but I've deserved it. I've worked so hard for 8 years now and gone through a lot, but I'm still going to be here to try to give you guys the best advice that I can to succeed, because after I've reached my success already, I want a little bit more. I still have a number to reach in mind, but don't mistake it for a second that I'm going to make sure to carry you with me as well. But you've got to put in the work. Now that you're exposed to what some people can do in crypto, I want you guys to use that exposure and want more for your life as well. Okay, that's so important. But then after you have the exposure, really important for you to have the discipline, okay, and the repetition to succeed. Okay, if you don't have that discipline to buckle down and keep learning And if you don't have a rigid plan to keep learning and use a specific strategy for this bull market, you're not going to succeed. Going into this bull market coming, like it's already May, guys. It's actually almost June already. It's June in 7 days. You know how fast that is? It's just at the beginning of the year. We were all talking about how long will this bear market last. Right? Oh, sorry, the January is starting to be bullish, right? So it's just crazy how like, you know, just in October, it was, I remember October and November, the market was dropping like crazy and we were all crying at 15K. Now the market has blown up already and we're just getting a small correction. By the time you know it, it's going to be September, and then January is going to roll around, and then the halving. Time goes by so fast and you don't even know it. The years go by so fast. Every time I go back to Canada or anytime I see my parents, because they're in their 70s now, I notice that 1 year to them, it is so freaking long. Like myself, you know, 1 year, it's like I haven't really changed that much. But seeing my parents in their 70s, especially my dad who's 73, it's like, wow, he's changed a lot in 1 year. So I hope that gives you perspective that make sure to see your parents, guys, and also understand what I'm saying, that time moves by so freaking fast. So you need to seize that moment in crypto when it happens, and it will happen in less than 2 years. This bull market is going to surprise you. It's going to turn a lot of regular people into crazy millionaires. And I really hope that you're one of these people, because if you're not, you're just going to really regret it. And this might be one of the last opportunities that you ever get to make $1 million in crypto again, unless you're getting lucky with coins like PayPay. Okay. So make sure you guys are putting all of your heart into it. Okay. And I'm telling you guys that like you need to pick up my ultimate bull market strategy guide. There's actually only 78 left. Okay. This book right here. It's the ultimate bull market strategy guide book. And it also comes with like a gift package with like a cool certificate and also the like an LED Team Philakone lamp and a bookmark. It's pretty cool. And you're also entered into a draw to come to Turkey to hang out with me. So this is normally $995, guys. Like you need a strategy for this bull market. You need one. If you haven't developed one yet, you can take my course. You can use and fine tune my strategies. I know it's going to help you do a lot better in the bull market. And if you have a strategy already, study mine as well. Add on to what you have. I'm moving to Bodrum in July, so I actually need to sell all 79 of these books. Normally, it's a package that's $995. What you're going to get is, you guys can check out the website here. You're going to get the Ultimate Bull Market Strategy Guide online course. It's 25 hours online, and it's really, really good lessons that teaches you all of my strategies. You also get a lifetime private Discord membership to my private Discord trading group, where, for example, today I uploaded the group with 2 parts here, 5 minutes each, 10-minute video talking about the exact opportunities that there is to trade today. You're also going to get this book mailed out to you, and you're also going to get entered into a draw to come to Istanbul, Turkey. Normally, it's $995 for all of this. You can check out the table of contents in the book here as well. Okay, normally it's $995, but DM me. I'm willing to give you a crazy, stupid deal because I have to get rid of these books. I have to sell them before I move to Bodrum because otherwise they're just lost inventory. So I'm going to give you a crazy deal if you DM me for the book, for the course, for the Discord group, and also to get into the draw. Okay, and it's going to talk to you guys about a lot of things like my strategies I'll be using. So this is my plan for the extended fifth wave to get to $100,000. And realistically, it'll be between, in my opinion, sometime between like September and December is where we're likely to hit a high, because that's usually when we hit a high. So this is my plan. If it comes down a little bit lower to hit the lower trend line again, I will buy a monster amount. So now let's get into a daily scan quickly to talk to you guys about what my day trading plans are. So if you're in the Discord group, you're going to get an update pretty much every single day, and you're going to know exactly what coins I'm going to trade with. And I'll give you guys an example of what I do. So the first thing I do is I look for a coin to trade. And by the way, guys, this month I haven't taken a lot of trades at all, but this year I'm still up $155,000 day trading from January alone. And in my portfolio, I'm also up a tremendous amount. I was starting to buy when Bitcoin was around the $18,000 range, all of my coins. Algo, so this is my portfolio. I started to buy like Algo, Solana, Polkadot, Cardano, AVAX, and also HBAR. I didn't buy ICP or Near or Matic till later. So those are the coins where I have bought a tremendous amount of, and I'm holding about $2.2 million right now. And one day it's probably going to turn into about, I'm going to guess, $10 or $12 million, probably the next bull market. And that's probably when I'll start retiring and doing a lot more things, taking it slowly and just investing on the side. So I take a look at the market, first of all, when I get on, and I see what's trending. I go see Waves, Tomo, High, Kava, RNDR, ARPA. They've all been trending a lot this week, so they get my attention. Now, the first thing I do is I use this custom-made crypto screener of mine that I created using TradingView. So this one is scanning 5%, and I also have custom filters. In my course, I teach you guys how to set all of this up. I teach my Discord group how to set all of this up, so you get all of these parameters that are made here. This way you can come on and use this exact routine of mine every single day. So this way you can find coins easy to trade. So I first of all go to overview 5% on the daily, and I look for a coin that has moved a lot. And I see that a coin like Waves, Tomo, and High gets taken off of the list, okay? I need to only trade coins that have over $100 million in trading volume. That's the only standard that I will have to trade. I also type in USDT.P right here. Kava also moved a lot as well. Okay, so High didn't move, so I take that off my list. So I pretty much have every coin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over $100 million that are red. So you can click right here, and it gives it a color code, and then it puts it into the red list over here for me. Okay, so then the second thing that I do is I go to, for example, the monthly. I just check. I just give a glance to see what coins have been moving a lot for the month. And I notice that for the month here, go to this one, the change. Actually, go to this one right here, okay? Go to the month. And then what you're going to see is coins like ARPA. See this right here? ARPA, Tomo, Kava. They've all moved like 53 to 69% this month. So you know they're hot coins. What about this week? What has moved a lot this week? Okay, you can use this column here for the weekly. You can see that Tomo, ARPA, Waves, Kava, they're the ones that have moved a lot this week. So you know that Tomo, ARPA, and Waves, they should be put on your list because they're moving a lot for this month. Does that make sense? So this is how you're isolating it down really quickly to what has moved. And then you can also go to RSI just to see what has moved high. For example, if there's anything oversold or overbought on the weekly, this will tell you. What you can see here is that on the weekly, coins like ARPA, Tomo, TRX, they've actually reached, I don't like TRX, so I don't trade that coin. You see that ARPA and Tomo are actually in the overbought conditions. Okay, they're overbought. And then now let's go to, for example, the daily to see if anything is overbought or oversold. So what we see is that ARPA, TRX, Kava, Tomo, these coins are actually all in the overbought regions, but then there's PayPay that's in the oversold regions. But we don't touch PayPay. I don't touch meme coins no matter what. So just based off of what we've seen, it just seems like we got the right list already. We got RNDR, Tomo, ARPA, Kava, and Waves here on our watch list. So then after we have the coins on the watch list, what I do is I go through one by one with my Discord group, a technical analysis on all of them, and I tell them exactly what to watch for. So just to give you guys an example, I've been following RNDR for a long time, and right now for RNDR, I'm only going to show you guys one time. That's it. And the rest is reserved for my Discord group. And I see that this is possibly a fifth wave up there. Okay, that's possibly a fifth wave that has actually already occurred. Maybe it is, but also it's possible that this is the fifth wave here too. So we have to be extremely careful with this coin because we don't know if that's the 5 and this made a 2 and then this is now making a 3. So if that was 5 right there, what we're taking a look at is 1, 2, and there's going to be a huge 3. So that's what I'm worried about, okay? So I'm watching very carefully this last wave right here to see how it's functioning. Because if you take a look here, this does not look like the top of a fifth wave formation. But if it is, I told the group that there's a possibility of like a short coming up. So it would be something like that. So then if that were the top case, then that means that this is probably a 1, this is probably a 2, and then there's a 3. So if that was the top, we're looking at the fact that there's a possible huge move coming to the downside. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at with my group right now. And then Tomo and a lot of these other coins, they're all in the same boat. They're not Tomo, sorry. Let's start off with ARPA. Actually, no, Tomo 2. Yeah, Tomo 2. So I count this wave right here. 1, 2, 3, and I'm looking at a 4 and a possible 5. So I'm looking for one more wave up, but specifically, I'm looking to see if wave 4 is forming a pattern so I can show you the breakout. If it does not form a pattern, but it breaks out anyways, then I will catch the 5th wave short coming down. That is my plan for Tomo. And then I go to ARPA, I go to Waves. Waves is kind of the same thing right now. Okay, Waves is very, very similar, where I'm literally just waiting for a breakout for a higher one. And then if there is a breakout to the higher side up there, then I know that I can possibly long the 5th wave if a 5th wave forms. Okay, if wave 4 forms a pattern, I can long the 5th wave, just like in ARPA, right? If a pattern forms, not ARPA, Tomo. Just like Tomo, if a pattern forms on wave 4, then I can long it. Just like in waves, if a pattern forms in wave 4, I can long it. If I miss it, it's going to break out, and then the 5th wave will be hit, and then I can short the 5th wave possibility. So those are my plans right now. So I go over this every single day with the Discord group, and I think it would be in your best interest, to be honest. Consider joining it. You're going to get tons of value out of it every single day. So I'm going to leave it here today at the technical analysis. Make sure you guys are DMing me for an incredible deal on this. I'm not going to have any more of these books, guys. Like, these books are so high quality. They'll ship out next week for you. It's got 230 pages of really good goodies, and it's designed to like be very visual. And it's also got my life story in here just to help you get motivated. So it's not just like, like random text and stuff like that. Like, it's really well written, unlike my other book. Really well published. Like, there's no mistakes in it. So DM me for a really good deal. I want to help you guys develop a strategy. You will get access to me 24/7. I'm going to be working a lot more when I move to Bodrum in July. And other than that, have yourselves a great day. I hope you hit that like button and subscribe button if you enjoy my content. And I look forward to seeing a lot of you as my students. So DM me for an awesome deal. I'm more than happy to help you. And I'll see you in the Discord group. Bye now.